You can hear me well. Fantastic. I want to let you guys know. Oh, that's a sweet dog. Um, I want to tell you guys about the Bitcoin mean reversion that is currently happening. It's currently in progress on the 8-hour time frame. And if you look at the 8-hour time frame, you'll see that yesterday, it was a few candles ago already, more than a few candles. Now, Bitcoin hit for the last time in a nice little run of candles in a row. It was the last time that, it was the most recent time, I should say, that it hit third standard deviation band to the upside on the 3012 RMLR. Again, that's on the 8-hour time frame. And now, since it has not hit that band for 2 or more candles, that means that the probability in that time frame is that we will see the mean reversion happen to the 3012 RMLR before it hits that third band upside again. And if you don't believe me, by all means, come and check it out for yourself. I'd be happy to show you in the Alpha Trading Discord. You can see it on any of our live streams. We show the RMLRs a lot. I can show you in person, like, on the internet, in our Discord, in a live chat or whatever. I can show you in any number of ways, posting charts in our Discord, etc. And when the asset has stopped hitting a third standard deviation band, doesn't matter if it's to the upside or the downside, once it stops hitting that band for 2 or more candles, the probability is higher than 99.7% that it will in fact hit the RMLR band first before hitting that third band, that same third standard deviation band, whether it's to the upside or the downside. All right. So in this case, the band it hit in question was the third standard deviation band to the upside of the 3012 RMLR. So the probability is that it will hit the 3012 RMLR on the 8-hour time frame before it hits that third standard deviation band of the 3012 RMLR to the upside. You can say, how can you tell? That's a ridiculous claim to make. Well, you might think it's a ridiculous claim to make. I can tell you, we built the RMLR years ago. We've been using it ever since, and it is exceptionally accurate. And there's a reason we use it. It tells us extremely accurately what the direction of the future RMLR will be. And it tells us extremely accurately when there's a distribution happening and when there's a mean reversion in progress. So you can doubt it all you want. You're just, if you want to use voodoo TA that tells you nothing about probabilities, tells you literally nothing about what's going to happen on this candle, let alone in the future, enjoy being the liquidity on the other side of our trades is all I can tell you. And if you look at the 3012 RMLR on the 8-hour, it's currently down in the mid 50K range. I think last I looked at it was 54, 56K, something like that. I think it's 54, in that range. And it's likely to walk up and down, zigzag a little, and move to the upside and beat around 60K in about another week or so. And so we're likely to see some very nice tradable time. In the meantime, hi, I'm okay. Hey, buddy. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Thank you, too. I love seeing good dogs, and nice people. But yeah, good dogs rock. So anyway, the 8-hour time frame, like I said, is very much in play in terms of a mean reversion. What does that mean? Does it mean that it can't run up any further than where it's at now? No, it doesn't mean that at all. And if you look where the third band to the upside is, it's moved up since it last hit the asset. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means But the probability is that even if it does run up, right, even if you are in a long to the upside, the probability is it will not hit that band before it hits the 3012 RMLR itself. Which means if you're in a long and it approaches that area, you should take your profit before it hits that area, because it probably will not hit that specific line. And even if it does, in all probability, way more than 99.9999% probability is, if anything, it would just, shoot past it and then wick right back down on the same candle. Like, it is extremely, extremely rare. So rare that it is practically negligible. Of course, nothing is ever 100%, but it is extremely negligible, a tiny probability that it would actually close a candle above that third band to the upside, which means if it gets anywhere close to that third band, you can take your profit before it hits it even, and know that that's a good area to take profits according to the probabilities, right? It's always according to the probabilities, right? And to the downside, or sideways, right, which is where the RMLR in question currently is, right? Right, but it could slowly continue sideways and a little bit up and complete that mean reversion that way, right? But let's say it moves to the downside or sideways, right? Then your target is very easy. The target's the RMLR, which is currently well below it, and eventually moving up to it over the next week or so. But that doesn't mean that it has to just sit in one place to get there. There could be a lot of bouncing around, right? But you can use the RMLR to the downside currently and the third standard deviation band to the upside as guides of knowing where you can close trades, whether they're up or down, right? And obviously on lower time frames is where you want to get your actual entries. Like, I don't trade the 8-hour time frame. That's too high of a time frame. But would I use it to know when to take profit if the asset was approaching a target? Absolutely, right? Like, if I know it's in mean reversion on the 8-hour and I've made my entry even on like the 1 minute, and I see suddenly it's running up towards that band on the 8-hour, right? I'm going to take my profit. I'm going to monitor that 8-hour band. I'm going to make sure that as soon as it's anywhere near it, I'm going to take my profit, because the odds are it's not going to actually hit it. Even if it comes super close, right, it's probably not going to hit it. And if it does get up there and doesn't actually touch it, and I've taken my profit, there's a very high likelihood that, a move back towards the 3012 RMLR would be very much in play. And so that would probably mean that I could take a short from there. But obviously I would look at lower time frames to know when and where to get my actual entries and exits. Anyway, that's what I wanted to mention to you guys. Don't ignore the different time frames. Pay attention to the mean reversions. Doesn't matter what time frame they're on. They're very real, and obviously the higher the time frame, the more powerful these moves are, in terms of the size of the moves. And yes, it takes longer than lower time frames, obviously, but that also means that the moves can be more significant. So keep an eye out and don't get wrecked making silly moves that are over leveraged with bad position and bad info and bad speed. Okay, happy trading.